The lonely woman was just about to close her door, when suddenly a hand shot out. It belonged to a masked man. Seeing she was about to run, he tackled her to the ground. The woman tried to fight back, but the assailant gave her no chance. In broad daylight, the woman suffered a brutal assault. Afterwards, instead of going to the police, she told her ex-husband and friends about it. After hearing her story, they wanted to urge Michelle to report it immediately. But seeing her describe it so casually, even looking radiant and secretly pleased, they didn't feel they could say much more. After all, a woman over 40, her physical needs are understandable. The next day, when Michelle arrived at work, for some reason, her ex-husband's friend suddenly showed up. Before she could even ask why he was there, he closed the blinds in her office. It turned out that since Michelle's divorce, to satisfy her physical needs, she'd been seeing her ex-husband's friend out of necessity. But Michelle's troubles didn't end there. One day, her son called her to the hospital to welcome the birth of his child. However, when the baby was born, its skin tone was noticeably several shades darker than her son's. Michelle was horrified. It clearly wasn't her grandchild, but her foolish son beside her didn't seem to care, insisting it was his own flesh and blood. Little did he know, his friend behind him was grinning from ear to ear. Angry, Michelle took him aside outside and scolded him for being brainless. The baby's skin color obviously isn't yours. Even after Michelle spelled it out so plainly, her foolish son still refused to believe her. He even threatened to hit her. Left with no choice, Michelle stopped interfering. She decided to let her foolish son figure it out on his own. The next morning at first light, she stood by her window early, secretly watching her new male neighbor across the way. The man's muscular build had Michelle entranced in no time, determined to pursue her own happiness. The more she watched, the more she itched to make a move. She walked briskly over to the neighbor's house and warmly invited the couple to dinner at her place the next day. She expected them to be wary, but to her surprise, they readily agreed. This unexpected response delighted Michelle. The following evening, Michelle invited a friend along as a chaperone, just to avoid suspicion from the neighbor's wife. During dinner, everything seemed pleasant and harmonious on the surface, but under the table, Michelle discreetly slipped off her high heels,